Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Wednesday, the 3rd day of January. Today is Festival of Sleep Day. Oh, I could go for some sleep right now. Humiliation Day today. Have you ever been humiliated?
Oh, yeah. Yes. But anymore, it takes quite a bit to
I won't even
humiliate.
ask because I'm going to just say whatever it was must have been a doozy. International Mind-Body Wellness Day, J.R.R. Tolkien Day, National Chocolate-Covered Cherry Day. You a fan?
Yes, I am,
How
actually.
about National Drinking Straw Day? Heidi likes those. I'm not a
I
fan.
do.
I don't do a drinking straw.
I do like straws.
National Fruitcake Toss Day. Today's a day to just toss those things in whatever direction. National Right to Congress Day and Women Rock Day. All of that happening on this Wednesday. And I'm excited for this. Matt Abrams is my guest today. He's the author of a new book called Think Faster, Talk Smarter. And there's a lot of people who would like help with public speaking. Maybe that's a New Year's resolution to get better at speaking publicly. Be listening because we're going to chat with Matt all about that coming up.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it.
Give yourself a little credit.
Get a better credit card.
Switch to bettercreditcards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. A new study in the journal Nature Communications reports that male songbirds need to sing daily to exercise their vocal muscles and produce pretty songs. Females of the species notice if they don't. In their study, the international team of researchers, who clearly had nothing but time on their hands, found that if songbirds skip singing for 7 days, the vocal muscles lose 50% of their strength. The singing for the bird is crucial. They sing to impress future partners, to defend their territories, and to maintain social bonds. The study's lead author said, "These results provide an alternate reason why songbirds sing so much every single day." Okay, I'm not saying that's not important stuff to know, but how's that going to impact your life? Are you going to change anything about what you do for a living?
Probably not.
Or anything at all? I mean, guys, again, I'm sure it's great to know, but how in the world is that going to impact us? Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Invite your friends and family over to make memories with a fun game night. VerySpecialGames.com has 5 fun games that will help everyone have a blast. Games like Ransom Notes, the ridiculous word magnet game, Abduction, a weirdly strategic game of duck kidnapping, Vins with Benefits, the hilarious Venn diagram game, Puns of Anarchy, the outrageous pun-making game, and Charty Party, the game of absurdly funny charts. Find these fun games and more at VerySpecialGames.com. That's VerySpecialGames.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know that seeing a coworker sniffle will trigger your body to start preparing to fight illness? That's cool. Chapman University researchers found that just seeing somebody who is sick can trigger a positive response in our bodies, similar to how our body's immune system kicks into high gear to fight an infection. This response to another person's illness is our body's way of preparing to fight off potential threats. Researchers say this shows how interconnected we all are and how our health can be influenced by all of the people around us. So I think that's kind of cool. This reminds me of we read a thing one time that says if you see somebody else yawn, you're more likely to yawn.
That's true.
But you're more likely to yawn if you like that person. And if you don't know them, you're less likely to yawn.
Agreed.
So somebody did that. So now just talking about it makes me want to yawn. So I don't know. Weird stuff. We don't know everything, but now we know this. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. I think Heidi's excited about this. I'm excited about this. 4 decades after Eddie Murphy initially donned a Detroit Lions jacket to play the wisecracking
I know what you're going to say.
Detective Foley, Oscar-nominated actor, is back in the iconic role. The trailer for Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. is out. Murphy smiles his way through some shootouts, reunites with old chums, and makes some new ones. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is in the new one. Soundtrack is going to be put together by the original Harold Faltermeyer, theme Axel F. So I'm excited.
Wait.
It's coming out next summer on Netflix. So I don't know if that means this coming summer or 2025. This time of year, I never know. Deadpool 3 is the most anticipated film of 2024. A lot of folks voted for that. There's others on the list here as well. And Anthony Anderson has been tapped to host the 2024 Emmy Awards. Originally, it was going to air back in September. They were in the midst of a strike, so now it's been pushed to January the 15th. So there you go. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. You a fan of Weird Al?
Oh, you know I am.
I know. I just had to
That's
ask.
such a silly question.
He wrote Albuquerque, the song. I don't know if you know this.
I do know the song.
But do you know he wrote that as a joke? He wrote the song specifically as a joke to annoy people for 12 minutes, and it turned out to be one of his most popular songs. So that's kind of funny. And now we're going to talk about something that I'm not really comfortable with. But there's a new mind-reading AI technology available to translate brainwaves into written text. I don't know if I like this. A team at the University of Technology, Sydney, Australia, conducted tests only using sensor-filled helmets. So they're using these helmets. They weren't writing this down. And artificial intelligence. In the study, participants read passages of text while wearing the cap and recorded electrical brain activity through their scalp. These EEG recordings were then converted into text using an AI model called D-Wave. While the system is far from perfect, with an accuracy of about 40% is all right now, researchers say that the more recent data shows they can get to about 60% with the technology we currently have. But this technology is non-invasive, relatively inexpensive, and easily transportable. So here's where there's the good and the bad. So the bad is I just feel like this could be used for horrible, horrible things.
Right.
But I also think if they have technology like this, where they can, put a helmet on somebody and what they're thinking can be transcribed into like a written form, I think we're probably pretty close to that being transcribed, not to written form, but speaking. So somebody who's mute, who can't speak or has issues speaking, if this is a way to help them, I'm all on board for that. But I just look at this and go, what else would it be for? I want to know what you're thinking. If you have to wear a helmet when you come to work so they know what you're thinking too, not just what you're doing, but what are you thinking? I don't know. Sometimes I go down weird roads. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Invite your friends and family over to make memories with a fun game night. VerySpecialGames.com has 5 fun games that will help everyone have a blast. Games like Ransom Notes, the ridiculous word magnet game, Abduction, a weirdly strategic game of duck kidnapping, Vens with Benefits, the hilarious Venn diagram game, Puns of Anarchy, the outrageous pun-making game, and Charty Party, the game of absurdly funny charts. Find these fun games and more at VerySpecialGames.com. That's VerySpecialGames.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Our guest today, Matt Abrams, is the author of Think Faster, Talk Smarter. And there are probably some people listening who do public speaking very, very often. And maybe this could be like a New Year's resolution for them to get better at speaking publicly.
So I think everybody can learn to develop and hone their skills. And I know exactly what you're talking about. People who aren't as good as they could be. And with a little practice and a little guidance, I think everybody can get better.
And as I'm thinking about public speaking, instantly I think about politicians, and a lot of times they get questions that they don't have an answer for. Are they supposed to just say, I don't know, or what do you do in that situation?
Well, first thing you need to do is clarify the question to make sure you really don't know the answer. So following up with a clarifying question, I think, is a great first start. And I agree with you, actually. If you don't know, I think you say, I don't know. But you immediately follow it up with 2 things. First, you signal what you're going to do to find the information and when you will get back to them. And then if you have a hunch or an inkling of what the answer might be, then you share that. So I might say, John, I don't know, but I'm going to go ask Art right now and figure out the answer, and I'll get back to you within 24 hours. My hunch is the answer will be this. And that, I think, is a good, complete answer. It's unrealistic to think that we know the answer to every question. So it's okay to say, I don't know occasionally.
I like that. I think that's a really good way to do it.
Thank you. It's reasonable, and it probably, hopefully, will be in the right direction of what the real answer is.
He's got great answers, and a lot of this in the book, scientifically based. Matt, how long did it take to put this book together?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So in some ways, this book has been under development for most of my life. You know, with the last name Abrahams, A.B., all through school, from elementary school through graduate school, I was always called on first because I always sat front row, the front of the class. So I've always been thinking about, because I always had to be ready to speak in the moment. But really, the book got started about 8 years ago when the deans at the Stanford Graduate School of Business, where I teach, asked me to help with a big problem we were having. Our students, some of the best and brightest young business minds, were panicking and unable to answer that dreaded cold call. You know, when the professor says, hey, John, what do you think? And you have to respond right away. So they asked if I could help. And so that's when I did a deep dive into the science behind communication, speaking in the moment. I looked at improvisation and other avenues where people have to do this. And that's what led to the 6-step methodology that I present in the book, as well as the specific examples that I give to help people feel more comfortable and confident speaking in the moment.
So let's talk about improv. I love to watch improv. I've never really done that. But if I do that, that will help me become a better speaker as well?
Absolutely. So when many people think of improv, they think of it as just being funny in the moment. And that's part of it. But really, improvisation is all about teaching people how to be present, how to be good listeners, and how to do what's needed in the moment. So it's a whole series of activities and games that are fun and often low stress that actually build up very important skills for communication, for presence, and for leadership. I think improvisation is a fantastic way to get better. And I have been very fortunate in my career to work with some very seasoned improv folks and to teach with them to learn these skills. So when you combine information from improvisation as well as skills from the fields of communication, psychology, biology, and anthropology, you can learn to be a better communicator.
And something else I got to ask you about. I read in the notes that we can talk about what to do with our hands when we're speaking. It reminds me of Talladega Nights where he's got his hands out in front of him. What do you do with your hands while you're speaking?
That scene in that movie is hilarious, and I'm glad you brought it up. Yes, this is perhaps the first or second question I get all the time. What do I do with my hands? Let me give you 3 simple rules. 1, show them. A lot of us put our hands in our pockets or behind our back. We like to see hands. When not using them, have a nice, comfortable resting position. If you're standing, right at your belly button or navel is a great place just to interleaf your fingers together, palm on palm. If you're sitting, put your forearms on the table. Just nice neutral position. And the only rule I have for gesturing is go beyond your shoulders. It doesn't even have to be distant beyond your shoulders. Many of us gesture right in front of our chest, and it makes us look tight and stiff and even like a dinosaur when you do that. So just go a little bit beyond your shoulders, have a nice neutral position, show us your hands, and you will look confident and you'll actually feel pretty comfortable.
So should I carry something? Maybe that would look better, like a potted plant or something? No, not that?
No potted plants, no gifts, no water. Empty hands are the best thing you can do.
Very nice. Matt, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, John. It was wonderful to talk with you.
Again, the new book is out right now, Think Faster, Talk Smarter. I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it.
Give yourself a little credit.
Get a better credit card.
Switch to bettercreditcards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The stage before frostbite is called frost nip. We've talked about that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The 2 tiny holes in every Bic pen ensures the air pressure is the same both inside and outside the pen. That helps the ink flow to the tip. So that's kind of cool.
Okay.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In South Korea, there's an emergency number. It's 133. It's designed specifically to report spies. I don't know if we have one of them numbers. If we do, I'm going to call and tell everybody I think she's a spy. She's been following me around. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Japan is facing a ninja shortage. There's a high demand for ninja shows, But it's a dying tradition, and companies have trouble finding properly trained ninjas. Huh. And our final fun
Now
fact.
we have a project for this year.
There we go. That's a new resolution we could do. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The process by which bread toasts is called the Maillard reaction. I never thought of it. I just thought it was called toasting. Crazy me. Several fun facts now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Invite your friends and family over to make memories with a fun game night. VerySpecialGames.com has 5 fun games that will help everyone have a blast. Games like Ransom Notes, the ridiculous word magnet game, Abduction, a weirdly strategic game of duck kidnapping, Vens with Benefits, the hilarious Venn diagram game, Puns of Anarchy, the outrageous pun-making game, and Charty Party, the game of absurdly funny charts. Find these fun games and more at VerySpecialGames.com. That's VerySpecialGames.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com. I owe everybody an apology because I lied to you yesterday. I said that was our final Christmas question. I didn't see this one. Question for you, Heidi. In a survey, parents said this tradition is their favorite to share with their kids. See, it doesn't say Christmas in here anyway. That's why. But it didn't dawn on me that this was a Christmas question.
Oh.
Wrapping presents together is the answer.
Oh,
That's
I was
their
going to say baking cookies.
Yeah, parents say their favorite thing to do is wrapping presents together. And now, I promise you, I will not have any more Christmas stuff until sometime around November, December. How's that sound? We got a deal? Good deal.
Sounds good.
All right. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A Scottish mother's rare find in a bargain bin made her a 5-figure profit more than 25 years later. Listen to this. A 58-year-old purchased a first edition hardback copy of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the first in the Harry Potter's book series. It was in a bargain bin in Scotland for £10. So it'd be like $12.55, minus a £2 or $2.51 discount. So she got it for like $10. As a nod to Harry Potter's room under the stairs, the woman placed the book in a cupboard under the stairs at her home and then literally forgot about it for 25 years.
Crazy.
Well, this last week, Hanson's auctioneers sold that book for, are you ready? How much do you suppose they sold it for?
Oh my gosh, I couldn't even begin.
£55,000. So that's the equivalent of $69,138.99.
Wow.
Yeah, she did okay on that. So what I'm saying is, if you have a first edition Harry Potter book, I mean, you know, and she never really even did anything with it. She put it under the stairs and it was in pristine condition. All right. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. New work terms that we learned in 2023. The lazy girl job. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Positions where you can have pretty comfortable salaries and do not much work and be remote. So I don't know really what that is, but I'd like to sign up for it. Bare minimum Mondays, you know what that is?
Well, I would assume is where you do the bare minimum.
Yeah, you give yourself permission to do very, very little. Voluntelling, you know what that is?
You just say it without
when somebody doesn't volunteer,
asking you.
They get voluntold, so that's called voluntelling.
Oh, okay.
Hay hanging.
I have no idea.
On some
what that
instant
is.
messenger platforms, simple greetings can take on magnified importance without reassuring context of the tone. So a brief hey can send you into a worried spiral, making you think that they're upset. No, that's just hey. Quiet cutting.
No idea.
It's when you get reassignment of duties. All of a sudden, you're not doing the job you were hired for at all, because pretty soon they just start shifting all kinds of stuff. The other things on here are body doubling, post-work restraint collapse, and I think that's it. If you want to read all the details, they're in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Invite your friends and family over to make memories with a fun game night. VerySpecialGames.com has 5 fun games that will help everyone have a blast. Games like Ransom Notes, the ridiculous word magnet game, Abduction, a weirdly strategic game of duck kidnapping, Vens with Benefits, the hilarious Venn diagram game, Puns of Anarchy, the outrageous pun-making game, and Charty Party, the game of absurdly funny charts. Find these fun games and more at VerySpecialGames.com. That's VerySpecialGames.com.
Now your quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Quote today is from Gore Vidal. Gore says, probably not a fun guy to hang out with, by the way. Gore says, "It is not enough to succeed. Others must fail." Oh, wow.
He sounds like a bundle of fun.
I got a feeling Heidi would like to do planning with him. It's like, here's our plan for 2024. Heidi's like, that's not good enough. Like, come on. That's good. She's good. No. We need to ruin the others. What? What's going on? You and Gore Vidal been hanging out? Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way, courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. Take a listen to this story from Finland. Missing child found alive in a snow pile.
Oh, wow.
A police dog found this kid. A heartwarming turn of events. This happened on Christmas Eve, by the way. Successfully located an elementary school child who had gone missing. A big thank you to the dedicated police dog, Kua, K-U-H-A, Kua. The dog, first of all, we'll start with this. The child had gone missing December 23rd, so for 2 days, this kid was missing. Steadily falling snow had covered the tracks, so they couldn't figure out where this kid went. They brought the dog, thinking the dog could sniff out where the kid went, and had a keen sense of smell and persistence, and it paid off. Around 12:30 on Christmas Eve, so I guess the kid went missing on the 23rd. They found him on the 24th. So only one day. I'm sorry, I was wrong on that. Christmas Eve, 12:30, Kia discovered a shoe sole buried under feet of snow. The child who had been trapped in a collapse of snow. That's why the kid was there. Unresponsive initially, but then regained consciousness, got some medical attention. The success of this rescue mission was attributed to the extensive training of the police dog, Kua, and the dedication of the dog patrol in general. The dog handler knowledge and the human scent rises from the snow to lead a second search of the same area that they'd looked. They looked before.
I cannot even
but they went
imagine how
back.
terrified those parents must have been.
The Finnish Police Dog Association commended the dog Kua for their exceptional performance and celebrated the dog in the role of the rescue. So that is so amazing and so cool. Here's the thing. There's a photo of the dog. There's no photo of the kid. So it doesn't say if it's a boy or a girl. There's like very little information about the kid. But I hope the kid's okay. Doesn't say much other than elementary school age child.
Wow.
So I'm hoping everybody's all good to go now. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.